Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, may I have your attention, please? Are you ready to engage in a mind-blowing experience and hear talks about life, technology, entertainment, and business? The next episode of HIPTHER Talks starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi everyone, Zoltan here. We are back again on HIPTHER Talks. This is yet another episode about lifestyle and motivation rather than the tech stuff we are doing. So I have with me today one of my mentors, I can say, somebody who has inspired me a lot. That person is Jason Forte, former pro basketball player. Jay, say hello to our listeners and maybe say a few words about yourself.
Hello. Hope everyone's doing well. This is Jason Forte. I'm actually in Mississippi, and I want to say hello to everybody. Hope everybody's doing great. I am originally from Mississippi, born and raised, professional basketball career of 10 years all over Europe and Asia. And now I'm a final expense life insurance agency owner here in Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, and Michigan. So excited to be here this morning and share my story.
Yeah, so for everyone just tuning in, maybe it's morning for Jay, but it may be in the evening for you guys. So nice for joy. We are thankful for you that you are joining us. So Jay, you told us a bit about yourself, but now I would like to ask you why you become an entrepreneur after being a pro basketball player.
Well, I that's a great question. I played basketball, man. I've been doing it for so long, and when I got toward the 8th, 9th year of my career, when I knew it was kind of winding down, not from injury or anything like that. It just was, the time, and my children were getting older and things like that. And I really wanted to put something else in place. And so I got into the field of insurance. They call it final expense insurance. So I deal with a lot of people over, between the age of 50 to 85. So it was a career that, that's recession proof, something that, people are actually dying. So it's very something that's needed, and what people will always need, final expense life insurance. And I got into that, I was introduced by my father, who had been doing the business for over 30 years. So I've always been the type of person that I love to help people. And when you can give people something they need, you will always, it's just being a blessing to those people. So I got into the business in 2014, and it's just been a blessing, man. And I love doing it. Built the residual income, and also built building a passive income. So it's just something that I love to do. And it's, I don't have to, the only thing I have to lift, being as athletic as I was and still am, the only thing I have to lift is a pen and an iPad now.
Yeah, so beside all this, what brought you here today? Like, what was your big inspiration, your motivation over the years?
Oh man, it's just just becoming a better me. I have always been told that Jason, that you have so much potential and ability to become anything. You can become any person. You can become any businessman. You become anything. My basketball story, my career as a professional was kind of that way. I wasn't given any type of silver spoon coming out of college and things like that. So I really had to work hard to get to this level and get to that level and get to this level and get to that level. And I've always had a work ethic. So what got me here today is just that work ethic. That's the consistent work ethic. And I found myself, being transparent, I found myself to get complacent at times and to forget why, when I get comfortable, to get why I've got to this position. So, now I'm just redefining that and actually, they call it 10X, and I'm 10Xing myself to become a even more greater person and a better me. So just my hard work has got me here today.
That's happy to hear that. It's for everyone listening. I have known Jay for about 10 years or something like that. And we haven't been in touch for over 8 years now or something like that. So it's nice to reconnect over this podcast. So Jay, why did you choose to work with seniors and their families?
Oh, it's just the necessity of it, man. We're when you look at the statistics of the people, man, how, they're laid back, they're a joy to be around. They're mostly home 90% of the day. And it's about 75 million seniors that don't have any type of final expense insurance. So, we see it all the time. We see it on social media platforms where we see GoFundMes and things like that, and people asking to donate to bury or cremate people. So, that should be embarrassing for some people.
Yeah.
When we spend countless money on certain things that, I told one senior before, I told him, I said, man, you got insurance on your phone. You don't have insurance on your life. That doesn't make sense. Right?
Yeah.
So just knowing the necessity of it, me loving to be around seniors and help them and things like that, because the circle of life is like, we come into this world as a baby, and the older we get, we will have baby tendencies. There are seniors that wear diapers. There are seniors that can't walk. You got to take care. It's kind of like, it's a cycle. As a baby, that's the same thing. And when they become older, people got to take care of them.
Exactly.
So, that's the joy, man. I love helping them because I know that my help is actually help transitioning them to when they do pass away, that they were helped and that burden and that expense was taken care of.
That's good. That's something really, really special you're doing. So, and what are the good things about your work?
The good things are, I can pretty much make my own schedule. I make my own schedule. I remember when I first came into business, I was working 6 days a week because I was trying to, I was really getting used to it. I was really becoming a master of it. And now it's just pretty much my work schedule. Pretty much me helping people that don't have a career to establish a career. And my brother, I can use my brother for an example. He was a truck driver. He drove 18-wheelers. He drove trucks across the country, and he was capped out where he could make an income at about $80,000 a year. And when he came into business with me during COVID, which was last year, he came to me and said, man, I want to get into this business with you. So we helped him get licensed and everything. And when he came into business, he made $164,000 last year.
Yeah, that's nice.
So, he established, he had children that were graduating last year. So he was home. And, for someone who was always gone 28 days and be home for 2 weeks and gone again, it just was, I can provide that different career change and just really, really flexibility and freedom. So that's the great thing about it. And then, like I said, I help as many people as I want.
Yeah. So, personal life. Let's dive into that as well. How do you manage your time spent on projects and your personal life? Because I know that you are always training hard.
Right. Personal life, where you're dealing with myself, my personal life, my personal life, my personal relationship, my children. It's just a balance. I tend to really, what gives me my motivation and my inspiration is my personal life, is being able to go to the gym and work on my body and continue to stay in great shape at 38 years old, like I did when I was, playing in Modish and things like that. My children are older, so they're I can see a lot of myself in them. Being able to have connections and establish relationships with close people and just actually those people pouring into me and continue to inspire me. So my personal life is just something that is super motivating to me, so special to me. So when I get my time to myself, that's very vital to me, where I can train and work out and things like that. But those close to me, man, my children, my personal relationship with my significant other, man, those things like that are so important to me.
To hear that. You still fly, right?
Yeah, man, I still can throw it down, man. Still can throw.
All right, I bet you can. So how does the progress you made so far make you feel?
It makes me feel good, man. But I'm always self-reflecting. And I understand, one of my favorite books is the 15 Invaluable Laws by John C. Maxwell. And he talks about the number 4 rule is self-reflection. So we have to self-reflect all the time. If it makes me feel good at that moment, but I'm always self-reflecting to know that I could do more. I'm able to do more. But I won't stop until I know it makes me feel good, But thus far, I feel that I've done well. I'm doing well. But I'm in a state of my mind right now that I am actually going to do more. So good, not comfortable, and I'm going to do more.
Great. So what's the best part of your day?
The best part of my day is just waking up, man, and just thanking God for another opportunity to see another day. And to be able to.
Yeah, and you do that by posting it on social media. I remember that. Yeah,
I do. And that's the best part of my day, man, that I can wake up and, see another day and can strive to do something new this day. And, because, I always look at it that some people didn't wake up. So,
yeah,
and it's tough, man. It's tough. But the best part of my day is basically getting up, man, and being able to tackle and strive to become and do things that I want to do in my life, and just getting up and seeing a new day is the best part of my day.
All right. So what do you think, in your opinion, that motivates you the most?
Oh man, that's a great question. What motivates me the most, and I tend to find newfound motivation. But what motivates me the most is to just become who I want to become, and don't allow illusions of my past and thoughts that's negative to come. So what motivates me the most is I can really kind of balance that and push that out now, because I'm becoming my higher self. So that's what motivates me the most, that I can be a new person. Like I can become even more than I am today, So that's what really motivates me the most, is this. I have the capability. I gotta have the willingness. I gotta have the intentional to become who I want to become. So that's what motivates me the most, that there's no set point of the success I can achieve in my life.
Right. Yeah, good point. Yeah. And now I'm going to ask you about the past 2 years, which has been tough for many. It has been pretty hard to stay motivated in the past 2 years with the pandemic and everything. I know we did. We were grinding a lot, working hard, training as well. So can you tell me about the time when in these 2 past years you did not feel motivated, or at the time when you did?
Man, COVID came, and it was so surprising, man, and depressing in a sense. And so when COVID hit, I can remember that February, March, around that time when it really was. I remember we were doing meetings with my business, and we were doing boardroom meetings, and I had a conversation with my dad at the time, and I said, man, something has to change. where we're going to have to go more of a digital platform rather than this face-to-face, because my business was face-to-face, client face-to-face, da-da-da. And it wasn't 2 weeks after that the company shut down and said, we don't want nobody out with clients. We're going to what they call a telesale. We're going to a telesales platform. And it was a rocker. Like none of my agents knew what it would be like to sell over the phone. So we had to get into a hybrid stage where we were really training how to. I bring sales trainers in that knew how to do the phone and train, and it was tough. It was literally tough, but business itself was better because people were dying, like dying. So we had a lot of people that were actually calling us wanting to get stuff done, right? Because people, I mean, it didn't matter the range of the ages. People were young, people were old, people were dying. So that was the toughest thing. And then, wearing masks and I was kind of used to wearing masks because when I was playing in the Philippines and things like that, when I used to fly over and to Asia and stuff like that, I mean, it was normal. Yeah. When people wear the mask, it was normal. So it was times where I wore the mask. When I went over to China, I wore a mask. So it was just wearing the mask and things like that. And we just basically had to adapt. The food situation, everything was delivered. And, we really, in Mississippi at the time, we didn't really have a shutdown, like where you couldn't leave the house and things like that, like other places. But it was to a point where it was curfews. It was things like that, and it was just tough. But at the time, I found the gyms were shut down. Work, and I found and then it was hard to buy gym equipment because everybody was buying gym equipment for home. And I found a guy who owned a little private gym studio that would allow me to come, give me a 2-hour window, and I would just pay him a little money, and he wasn't supposed to have his place open. So I was really in there by myself. Huh. So that's how I kept my, I probably didn't work out probably for a week, and then I met him and it worked out. He was needing money, and so he was allowing a few people to come in, and because, we wouldn't say anything, and we worked. That's how I kept the training there for about a month and a half, and then gyms opened back up, but they had where it was 20 people or 10 people in the gym. So you have people waiting outside, and they only gave you 45 minutes to work out. So it was like we were living in the last days. Yeah. So it was just different. And after that first year, I mean, things started to kind of open up a little bit. I remember when I first flew, I got on the plane around September. I was able to get back on the plane September, and then for February I went to Jamaica for my birthday. So I just said I have to do something for my birthday. I mean, this year's been crazy. So, and then things got opened up. So now it's pretty much normal now, and we getting back to normal. So it was tough. It was definitely tough. We had to change the way we did business. And I had to change the way I did my personal, time. So,
but you stayed motivated. That's the important part.
Definitely stay motivated, man. Had to find a way. A way.
So, would you rather invest your time in a project which has a deeper meaning to you, with a low return of investment, or maybe invest time in a very trendy project that has a bigger payout but not necessarily a meaning to you?
That's a great question. I mean, because I feel like something that has, I feel like the first of the two, the first one of the two, something that really has a meaning because I can really pour myself into it. And that great question about that is I can pour myself into it. I won't really get bored. And, I can actually maximize that to the best. And then with that thought process, if it's not what I want on the investment side or this and that, do 2 projects the same way. 2 things I love, 3 things I love, and just be super creative about it all and allow all of it to just pour in at that time.
So basically, you invest more.
Do what
energy.
I love and doing what I love, and my passion will always, eventually the internal investment in myself and love for it and the passion for it will offset anything, and then I can add other stuff with it to where that one I probably would get bored and lose, and probably would just be done with it,
All right, so here a tricky question then, a curveball to you: passion or making money?
Making money. No.
All right.
Making, and the reason why I said that is because you think about the last 2 years and people passing away. I'm talking about young and old. I actually had 2 teammates pass away from COVID, former teammates, and it's making money now to compress the time we have. I'm 38. I had enough time when I was playing ball. That was my passion. Now it's about making as much money as possible now. So how much money can I make while I have this time to compress it? And I'm going to make the money because I like making money. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a passion to me. But it's making money. Making money is a lot of money, and creating generational wealth is my forte.
Your forte, exactly. So, any words of wisdom for the young entrepreneurs looking to venture into sports?
I just tell them, just chase your dream. If it's something that you are wanting to do, it's something it's a burning desire. It's something that's internal, that's telling you to do it, to just do it. And don't think about it. We tend to in our internal, in our spirits, and we tend to allow fear to stop us. We tend to allow fear to stop us. We tend to allow our past to be something that dictates our future. So if it's something that you want to do, you want to become, just strive to do it, but put your mindset in that forward thinking. Don't allow your past to distract you. Don't allow people or family or friends to tell you can't do it, because they're going to be the same one that's going to be cheering you on when you become this successful entrepreneur, successful person that you're going to become. So if it's burning, it's a desire to do it, do everything you can. Research about it. I'm a firm. I can tell you I'm an example of somebody who has allowed complacent to come about, and I look up. It's a year later. I'm still talking about doing this and doing that, and now it's just being intentional about it. And I made a decision that I'm not going to allow none of that. I'm not going to allow myself. I'm not going to allow my negative thoughts. I'm not going to allow people. I'm not going to allow lack of something, not having the funds that I want to make it happen, and things like that. I'm just not. We just can't do it as human beings. We just have to step out on it and do it. If we fall 6 times, the 7th time, if we can keep getting up, the 7th time might be that time where it happens for you. So just strive to do it. If you got a burning desire to do it, make it happen. Don't be complacent. Don't be like I was and how I have been in my past. Just do it. Just make it happen. Nike has the best slogan in the world. Just do it.
Unless you can do it, like you're wearing Nikes and you can't do it.
Right, that's true. That's true. That is true.
All right. So as a closing, would you like to give any shout outs to anyone on the podcast listening?
Man, I want to give a shout out to you, man. First and foremost, man, because, man, you have always been 10 toes down, man. I since I was in the Modis playing, you are definitely one of my, I don't like to say one of my number one fans, but one of my number one good people, good brothers, man, that I've always appreciated you, appreciated your friendship. I've always appreciate everything about you, man. And you've never changed, switched up. You've always been open to me. And I really appreciate you, man. And I want to give you a huge shout out. I want to give a huge shout out to my family, my friends and all who are listening, and who will be listening, because I will be sharing this to them. And just a huge shout out to to everybody who wants to have who want to have a better life. Give a huge shout out to you and to keep striving, man, and let's just keep living and becoming the best version that we can become. So huge shout out to everybody, man. God bless. And I'm truly honored and thankful to be a part of this platform.
Thank you very much, Jay. Thanks everyone for tuning in today. Make sure to subscribe to our channels and see you next week, and look forward to having more of you on our show. Speak soon.
Thank you for joining. Be sure to check back next week for the next HIPTHER Talks and subscribe on Amazon Music, Overcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Mixcloud, and Pandora.